a talk on the difference between startups and foundups in getting capital. Now, a foundup to launch needs 100,000, and where does that 100,000 come from? Well, in the traditional method for startups, you'd write a business plan and you'd go after seed investors, friends and families, and all that stuff, right? And ultimately, there's a lot of money involved to do that. You have to file with the SEC, you've got to hire attorneys to broker your deal right, you got to do all this stuff, right, just to raise $100,000. Now, let me give you some background. When I was raising money for economic development, we would raise millions. And we didn't have to go to the SEC or go to attorneys or anything. And we did it through contributions. Now, these people who invest in economic development doesn't really care whether it's a tax write-off or not. People who are investing in economic development are doing so for the betterment of their community, right? And it's just as easy for them to write off as a marketing expense as it is as a donation. So how we raise money for Foundups is very similar to the process of raising money for economic development. We basically do a deck that talks about the program, it shows the team, and it outlines basically what we're seeking to achieve. And we have two targets. Now we have the individual contributor, and this could be you, your pop, your friends, anyone, right? And we also have the corporate, investor, and we call prime partner. So we have prime partners, and we have micro-seed contributors. Micro-seed contributors being individuals. Tommy just bit his thumb. Don't bite your lip. Why did you bite your lip? Don't eat your lip. Alright, I'm here at McDonald's. My kids are having... What is it? So, you bit your tongue? Don't bite your tongue. There are my boys over there. They're eating their McDonald's and I'm here doing a talk. So, it's a fundamental difference. One, what does that do? Is it allows us to raise money very much quicker than it does. And just as we would raise money economic development, 80-20, we would seek to raise 80% of the funds by 20% of the participants via basically pledges and commitments, right? Now we have a couple caveats. If we do not raise our goal, you don't have to make the pledge. So instead of going and say, hey, give me money, and I say, well, I don't know if you're going to complete, it's like, no, give me a pledge. And if I achieve, the goal of 100,000, then you will, you'll honor that pledge. Now, in order for a Foundup to launch as a startup, that's one of the milestones. Okay, when mitigating milestones is crowdsourcing, crowdfunding 100,000 with prime partners and micro-seed contributors. Micro-seed contributors are the old friends and family. And now micro-seed contributors is really an extension of that, because with crowdsourcing and everything, you actually have your social networks. So a micro-seed contributor or a micro-seed funder is anyone within your social networks that maybe your friends and family help leverage because of what you're doing. So what's in for the prime partner? Why should a prime partner get behind your project? Well, a number of reasons. First off, you're going to show a benefit. You're going to show some sort of ROI. In economic development, you're showing new jobs and so on, right? So you're going to show some sort of economic, return on investment for their contribution. And for example, with Foundups, if we launch Foundups in their area, okay, we want to launch Foundups in the Northeast, the United States. We're going to launch basically New York, DC, and Boston. We're going to launch Foundups in those three communities at once. So any and all those communities that are participating, we'll see an economic return. Now, secondly, what we're doing is, as a prime partner, we're offering you exclusivity. As a prime partner, we're saying, listen, we're not going to go off and we're going to only get one. If you are a developer in this region, we're only going to get one developer in this region. If you are, a marketing company, you are a marketing company, all right? So we're asking for a nominal investment. Now, how do we calculate your investment? Well, it's very easy. What we're looking for is a 0.1% of gross return as an investment and or in-kind contribution. So let's say you're a marketing arm, and you're a $20 million company. At least 10,000 of that, half of that, okay, or $10,000, whichever is greater, must be a cash contribution. So if you're a $20 million company, 10,000 can be in kind. So you're going to do marketing, you're going to do a whole bunch of services for us. Just as you offer your clients, you're going to basically offer those services to us, and you're going to also make an investment. Now, for Foundups Corp, as a prime partner, what it means is we're not, like I said before, we're not going to go out and get another marketing firm. We're only going to deal with one, all right? And as we grow, we're going to go back to you and say, hey, we want you to be our marketing. We want you to do marketing for us. So eventually, what's going to do, your initial investment is going to come back because we're ultimately going to be a client for you, in launching. So in a way, think of it as kind of an R&D arm. Second thing is what we're doing is giving you exclusive branding, marketing, positioning as part of Foundups Corp. So, we will highlight you. People, we're going to drive a lot of traffic to our website. Really, initially we don't even use a website, we use a LinkedIn profile. People are going to see their prime partner is going to see your company. And we'll talk about how you're going to do that. Secondly, which is another incentive to you, understand every startup, every Foundup that we help launch as a startup, we get 10% equity in that Foundup, all right? Now, 6% of that is actually shared among partners. And our prime partners is one of those constituents that share. So every time, so you're like saying, hey, I like your idea, I like your process, I think what you're doing is really cool, it's different than the startup, and not only that, you're going to share an equity pool, from Foundups Corp of 1% of every Foundup that launches in your region as part of that, investment. So, those are some of the main reasons, for assisting. So, we will basically manage the campaign. We will actually assemble your leadership team, do all that stuff. So you don't have, if we like your idea and we accept it as a project and we think it has legs, then basically we will use our open incubator framework to launch. So if you give me a call. My name is Michael Trout. I'm the CEO and founder. I got to go back to my kids now. But my number is 202-360-4467. Again, 202-360-4467. I'm the only entrepreneur available 24/7. I live in Japan. You can wake me up. I will talk with you. And you can ask anyone. I am 100%. I always will be available to you, the individual. And I promise, no matter how successful I become, I will always be 100% available to you. Thank you.